The market has dumped, and there are some coins moving from Mt. Gox. You're going to want to hear this. A lot of people are concerned that the Mt. Gox, everybody's just going to dump everything, okay? Stay tuned for that first. There's $120 million worth of gamblers liquidated. Traders that lost $120 million essentially. It was under an hour. So this is great. This is just less of these guys in the market. They're just gamblers. I would say they're, when you're not smart enough to make a good investment choice, you go to the casino, right? It's just pretty much a 50-50 chance that it's going to go up or down. So these guys are like either betting the price is going to go up or betting the price is going to go down with money that they do not have. So this is why, I call leverage traders simply gamblers, okay? I've never used leverage in my life. I don't need to. I live a great life with never use leverage. And I sleep like a rock at night. Okay, so moving on. You guys know never to be in leverage. Okay, GameStop. It includes Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset in its investment policy update. So they have $4.6 billion in cash. And so what I think is going to be happening is they're going to do the Michael Saylor method. So instead of using that cash, they're just going to use collateralized loans against a company to go ahead and buy Bitcoin, which is weird. Why not just use the cash? So anyways, guys, leave the comment down below. I'm trying to get my head wrapped around that. I don't know why that would be such a smart move, because as you know, I've done several videos on Saylor. I expect him to go down eventually, sometime. I don't know when, but I just as Heidi and I foresaw the collapse of Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, all these other ones, and people just gave us a horrible time, just bashed us in the comments, and then it happened every single time we've been right. So I expect this time to be right as well. And you know why this happens is because people take unnecessary risks with a volatile asset such as Bitcoin. Okay, let's move on. So let me remind you that the Crypto Fear and Greed Index had reached 10. So that is extreme fear. So this is us at Crypto Tips Real. So now it didn't happen now. It happened like a month ago. But this is really important because the last time that happened, ETH and alts had a big run and Bitcoin dominance fell a whopping 20%. So we're about 60-something percent right now. Could you imagine the Bitcoin dominance going to 20%? That would be pretty darn bullish. So with that said, if you do want to see what we're buying, when we are selling, check out learningcrypto.com. Okay, moving on, let's talk about this bull market right now. We've already had, in terms of corrections, this is the easiest bull run in history. Why? People, you're like, what? You're crazy, Toby. What are you talking about? Okay, well, let me just, for reference, we have had a 22% dip, a 20% dip, a 21% dip, a 22%, 23%, 26%, 30%, and now this is about a 28% dip. So why do I think this is the easiest bull market ever? Because usually dips are around 30 to 40% and sometimes over 50%. Like last bull market, remember when it hit $64,000 and it went to about $30,000? That was a 55% dip. Could you imagine the panic people would have in this bull market? So as you know, the media, even crypto media, say up only, Trump got in, this is going to be great, Wall Street's amazing, BlackRock is in, it's never going to go down. Remember this, okay? You got to start listening to people like me and many others that actually understand the crypto market, that don't tell you that, this is going to be up only. We've already taken profits. And people are like, why are you already taking profits? We're going to go to $1 million. Trump's in. The SEC is backed off. BlackRock's involved. Well, this is why, guys. We understand this market. We understand corrections. And we understand that nothing goes up forever. Okay? Just remember that. Moving on, we have World Liberty Financial launches a dollar peg stablecoin. I know this is a bit old news, but just chill out. It's called USD1. So this is a competition for USDC. So here's the thing. Let's go on to Matt Hoogan on Twitter. He says, I can't stop thinking about this quote from Scott Bessent. We are going to keep the US the dominant reserve currency of the world, and we will use stable coins to do that. So what I said underneath this, if you want to follow me at Sir Crypto Tips on Twitter, stable coins are the new CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies. If you think this is good news, you don't understand central banking, guys. Now, a lot of people do not understand central banks, especially, which blows my mind, especially in the crypto space. You have people cheering on BlackRock, cheering on the SEC, like backing off, like, oh yeah, the SEC is going to allow for a free market. Guys, you don't understand what you are hoping for right now. Any government involvement is horrible, first off. I am laissez-faire. I am get government out of business. They do not belong. The Founding Fathers, if you are a U.S. citizen, you know darn well that the Founding Fathers were completely against the government getting involved with a free market. So with that said, here's what's going to happen. You're having the CBDC talk kind of getting scratched out because it has such bad connotations to it. And now you're going to have a central bank digital currency, but they're going to call it a stable coin. So anytime you hear about a politician, banker, BlackRock, or anybody or mainstream media talking about a stable coin, scratch that out and just think central bank digital currency. That's what's going to happen. So they're not going to have any pushback from this, none whatsoever, except from me, of course. But I know that I can't change governments. I can't change them. I can't change central banking. But I can
we just do this.
Definitely stay disobedient and don't even think about, giving them any credit whatsoever, because they are going to try their best to make your life completely Orwellian. So you know what? Stay disobedient. Don't allow them to do that. Buy Bitcoin, Monero, and you should be fine. Okay, lastly, we have Mt. Gox wallet deposits 893 Bitcoin worth $77 million to Kraken. So is this the real reason for this dip? Because I've been hearing about that. The huge answer is no. That has nothing to do with the dip. They've actually done this in the past. Actually, hold on a second. Let me show you what's actually going on right now. So on March 25th, 2025, this is what happened. The 893 Bitcoin, they've transferred to a hot wallet. Okay, so actually on March 6th, 2025, 166.5 Bitcoin was sent to BitGo. Additionally, on March 11th, 2025, 332 Bitcoin was sent to the same hot wallet, and 11,833 Bitcoin to one of its cold wallets. And so here's the thing. Even if they sold everything right now, it wouldn't be a big deal. It would be bought up so fast, you probably wouldn't even see the price go down. Even if they dumped it all on the market right now, you probably wouldn't notice the price. Secondly, and the most importantly, this is the second one, the people that got in during Mt. Gox are the OGs. They got in because they're similar to me, whereas I didn't take profits on Bitcoin for over a decade after buying it because I understood how valuable this is. And so with these guys, they understand how valuable Bitcoin is, and especially as we're going into the age of stablecoins, CBDCs, they know darn well what is going to be happening. So I would, if I was them, I wouldn't be selling, and I don't think these guys are going to be selling very much. Maybe they're going to sell a little bit, to live a nice lifestyle, but for the majority, they're smarter than that. They didn't get in for this space just for up-only numbers. So once again, if they did decide to sell everything, the market would easily absorb that, and then they'd be kicking themselves, and they would be kicking themselves. They aren't these new crowd of crypto investors that think, oh yeah, we're meme coin this one, oh yay, BlackRock, oh yeah, Trump, all this stuff. No. They're against government. They don't want government involvement. They want separation of money and state. And also keep in mind that these guys were investing in Bitcoin when it wasn't acknowledged by presidents, BlackRock, or anyone, okay? these are the real guys. These are the guys that hold the market, and these are the guys that are going to be building a new future for your kids, because you're definitely going to want a new world for your kids and not this centralized BlackRock crap world that potentially we're heading into right now. Anyways, leave your comment down below. Let me know if I'm right or if I'm completely wrong. Talk to you soon.